Yo, it's King Colin Walker. You already know how we do, baby. Yo, we back using this new software, you know what I'm trying to say. So I'm excited for this new stratosphere, you know what I'm trying to say. We're inside a new celestial and a new terrestrial. You know what I'm trying to say? And yo, with me is London is Red.
You know how we do, baby.
Yeah, so basically this is how we're gonna do that what's it, that mid-year review video. You know how we did the power ranking? This is gonna be the setup where everyone's gonna be live on this thing. But we wanted to test out this software before we actually wasted our money on it, you know what I'm trying to say, to see if it's actually good or not. But honestly, we haven't done a power ranking video in a minute, right?
Nah.
We haven't
It's
done one in a minute.
we,
And
I think
um
nah. I think it's both of us in it because I sent a couple and then you didn't. You're
you're not
busy.
sending nothing to me. Like I
I
haven't
did. I
received
sent you. I
no, I
sent
haven't
you.
received a thumbnail in a minute. I haven't received stats in a minute.
Yeah, I sent
Why do
last week. I
you
know
see
what
my last
happened. I think
video? It
I
said
sent
week
you a wrong
7.
email. I sent to the wrong email, maybe.
It said week 7 on my last thing, bro.
No. I sent it. I'll show you off. I'll show you off air. I'll show you off. But I
Nah,
sent it. I think what happened is maybe I sent it to your wrong email.
there's no wahala, honestly. Like, it's calm in it. But yo, honestly, I feel like you made big errors in this. I feel like you made big errors. Like top three, I have little to no complaints with top three. But
All
for you
right.
to put next season as number 4, I think that's atrocious, bro. I'm gonna tell you why it's atrocious, because it's like,
Well, Larry and Cole.
yeah, that's a bad take. Like even Daniel Primetime being number 2, I think you're disrespecting Daniel. I'm saying Daniel. Let me say this, right? Primetime should not be number 2. Liverpool should be number 2, because Liverpool's actually been behind Malik since beginning.
Okay.
He's been there since the beginning,
But how
right?
did we start? How did we start the season?
What do you mean?
Prime time started the season really good, then fell back a little, and then now,
Doesn't
after
matter.
amazing management as usual,
No,
has
it
has
doesn't.
maintained that second spot. I've always had prime time
No,
2, 3, and 4.
bro,
I've always had them there.
bro. What you need to understand is that Liverpool never fell off. Prime time has fallen off. So if you're talking about power rankings, you can't put someone that has fallen off for like 2 to 3 weeks above someone that has not fallen off.
But it's also future trajectory as well, right?
But yeah, even with future trajectory, Liverpool has never been fully healthy, meaning that he's always had Lamelo injured. If Lamelo's not injured, someone else was injured. So this is like, now Lamelo's not injured. So this is the first time he's gonna have a healthy team in a minute, right? And he still has the same record as Prime Time, who hasn't had the same injury battles as he has had. And
And he
that's a
just lost the
fact.
prime time though. He's
Who
just
just
lost the
lost the
prime
Prime
time
Time?
though. He lost the Liverpool lost the prime time last week. And look, this is
He
just
did?
me.
That
Yeah,
was
this is just
Malik. He played Malik last week.
no, yeah, exactly. He lost to Malik last week, so he lost to
Bro,
Malik.
Malik had a
Prime time one, you're third, and and
you've made a big
and we're
error.
not
I
doing
can't lie.
previews right now. But I project myself to beat Liverpool. So what do we say
That
then?
doesn't, you can project yourself to beat Liverpool. That's fine. No one's arguing that. What I'm saying is that in terms of consistency, like if you're doing like consistency in terms of like who has been a more dominating team throughout the course of this year's fantasy, Liverpool has been more dominating than prime time.
No,
That's a fact. Yes, he has. Because
it's not also like it's also to do how you beat people as well. Like
this guy's
that's
never
also a
gone.
factor.
He's never gone 2 weeks without a win. Prime time's gone 2 weeks without a win.
It's also about how you beat people as well. Like really and truly, like if he himself is talking about how scared he is about Primetime's team, then how am I gonna put someone that's apparently scared of Primetime's team above
He's
them?
not. Let's get one thing. He's not scared about prime time's team. That's
Then why
just
does he
him.
keep complaining about it?
He's just because at the end of the day, he's recognizing that could be a threat. He's not scared of the team. At the end of the day, even serial winner has been, as much as I hate on the team and I don't think the team is good, he has the same record as prime time, but yet you have him 5 and you have next season 4th. Next season team, right, has the same record as Charlie. They only have 1 win ahead of me, but yet they have this monstrous squad. So it's like, how are you going to put next season 4th, where on paper, serial winner has a worse team, but is performing actually better than next season if they have the same record?
Because I've got serial winner projected to go down. I don't think serial winner makes playoffs, right? It's just at the moment, the record is keeping serial winner up there. So I'm not going to disrespect and say, oh, I don't think you're making playoffs, but then I've put you down inside the red zone, right? When your record reflects a playoff team. I don't think it's a playoff team. You just said you don't think it's a good team as well, right? I'm going to the extreme, but I feel like it will be disingenuous of me to put serial winner lower, but then next season, the last 2 weeks has destroyed teams, like actually destroyed teams, right? You got to put, like, obviously the wins are there, but you got to put how they're winning into consideration. And now you're bringing up ESPN to see what ESPN says.
No. Hear me out, right? I get what you're trying to say, man, but it's just like, if I'm being completely honest, man, this is probably
the ESPN.
Wait, my MacBook is lagging. It won't even take this NFL nonsense. This is what I'm trying to tell you, man. Like 7-5, he literally just became number 1. Like, champion has been number 1 in the West from day 1, and Daniel's in the same the conference as him. So how are you going to put Daniel as number 2 when he's only ever been number 1? This is the first. He's not even been number 1 for a week. It's for days. But yet you're putting him ahead of Liverpool. That doesn't make sense.
Had him top 3 for the longest time. I sent another one last week. He was top 3 before you even got that spot, because I knew it was gonna happen.
You sent it to the wrong email, bro. And then here's another
thing.
I'll
be honest with you. That one, like with that one as well, it had the arrows. The reason I didn't do the arrows this time is because we hadn't did it a long time, so it wouldn't make sense. But I've had prime time up there for a long time. I've had him third for a long time. It's only now that like obviously we're seeing it, but I don't think, like, really and truly, like 7-5, they're both 7-5. I don't see, I honestly don't see what the Wahala is over here. It's not that deep. ESPN violation,
and they
agree with me.
No, they don't, because I think once this video drops, by the way, like, side note, I think your mic is echoing, but when this video drops, everyone's gonna agree with me that Liverpool should actually be number 2 in power rankings, because he's actually been the second best team. Because what you're doing, I can see what you're saying in a sense of potential, but at the end of the day, Daniel hasn't shown that he can be number 1 for consecutive weeks. But Liverpool has shown that, other than Malik, he is that team. He has shown that, and his team's never been healthy. And then second of all, you can't put next season ahead of Charlie's team. I don't give a damn, bro. Charlie as a manager is better than David, Larry, and Mariano put together. I don't give a damn, because Charlie's team is rubbish. Yeah? His team is rubbish, and he knows his team is rubbish. These guys have, like, look at the team that they have, and they have only 1 win ahead of me. They have 2 wins ahead of Ain't No One Stopping This, who they don't even, he only is interested now, week 12. He's interested in week 12, and next season only has 2 wins ahead of him, right? And this team is meant to be a monstrous team, bro. That's what I'm saying. These power rankings, for me, I don't know who helped you make them, but you didn't make them right, bro. Someone helped you. Someone helped you, bro. Someone helped you. Someone helped
No one helped me. No one helped me.
Bro, but you got no, like,
I'm echoing,
Chris,
reduce the volume on your end if I'm echoing.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm not echoing on here.
No, but I did reduce the volume. I just increased it.
Yeah, because you reduce the volume, it doesn't like reduce the output. It just reduces what you hear.
Don't worry about that. But
I bet.
let me just like
But
if
why are
you
you
had
going into like you're going into
no
the teams, yeah?
well we have to because this
But
is
it's
power.
about wins, losses, management, and the
No,
team.
Chris, when I do power ranking, you have to go on a deep dive in a sense where it's like you need to know what is going on with each team and why they are like we need to know why these guys are fourth, right? And the reason why they're fourth is because of they have a good team in terms of player names. The management of this team, I think, is absolutely rubbish, and no
I
one
think it's
actually.
good.
No, it's not. And I'm telling you, I'll tell you why, because no one actually talks about how overratedly rubbishly good these guys are. Because you cannot have Giannis, Fred Van Vliet, Bam, Zach Levine, and Tyrese Halliburton and be 6-5-1, bro. I don't care about injuries. I don't care about any excuse, bro. But I just think that these guys should literally be number 2 behind Malik. They literally should be number 2 behind Malik. But
Daniel's
it
team
does
is
not
better.
make huh?
Loki's
No, but
team is better.
no, hear me out. Daniel's team is better now because he made all of those trades. These guys have only made one trade in a sense where it's like they traded for Giannis, right? Ever since they got that Giannis trade from Daniel, which was in the first 5 weeks, they haven't made a single trade, which means that they're telling us that our team is good or our
It
team
is.
doesn't. Bro, you cannot say that your team is really good, but yet your record is 6-5. They're barely beating me, and I called GG on Monday. I said GG on Monday. The schedule is rubbish, and they're
But
barely
they're
beating me.
fourth.
Bro, they shouldn't be fourth. They should be seventh. I should
Who's
be ahead of
who
them.
they should be
Charlie
seventh.
should be ahead of the. No, I'm being
No,
serious, bro. Chris, I'm
no.
being serious. This team is rubbish.
Charlie
They're
should be ahead of them.
I'm being 10
How
toes.
much trades has Charlie done?
No, I'm Chris. What I'm trying to tell you, I don't think you understand what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that Charlie's making trades because he knows his team is not that good or where he wants the team to be.
No,
Right?
no, no, no.
Right? No, wait.
No,
Let
look,
me land. Let me finish my point. Right? These guys are not making any trades, bro. They don't make trades, which means that if you don't make trades, you're essentially saying that my team is either at its finished product or I don't see where I can see improvements because they're not making trades. But at least Charlie's making trades and he has the same record as them when they have a quote unquote better team.
what trade has Charlie made?
I literally just traded with Charlie 2 weeks ago. He gave me Kawhi and DeRozan when I shoot it
That
goes
wasn't
in.
2 weeks ago.
That was like a week or 2 weeks ago.
It was like 3 or 4, bro.
No,
You've had
no, it
Kawhi
wasn't.
for a while. You've
No,
had
it
him for a
wasn't.
while. Take a
Want
look, bro. You've
want me
had
to
him
show you
for
the
a while.
evidence? Want me to show you
Yeah,
evidence?
go ahead.
I'll show you the evidence. Because I know you didn't make those power rankings by yourself.
No, what? Who would make him with me? Who would do that?
I'm gonna show you that me and Charlie literally just made a trade.
What was it like, bro? It was 3 weeks ago.
No, it wasn't. And
It
I'm gonna
was
show
in
you.
between a week. You've had him for 2 weeks, but it was in between a week, which makes it 3 weeks ago.
No, it doesn't. That math is wrong.
How was that math wrong, bro? You're doing it based on matchups. I'm doing it based on actual time.
So look, I just played Joe last week and I still had Walker Kessler. So that means that me and Charlie made the trade last week. So it was not 3 weeks ago, bro.
But you like okay. So you made that trade. Do you think Charlie's team got stronger or weaker after that trade?
I plead the fifth.
So based on that, we don't have an idea if you think his team got stronger or weaker. But I think his team got weaker. So we can only go based off what I'm thinking, which is that his team got weaker. Because you plead the fifth.
But
Okay.
the thing is, right? I agree with what you're saying that you think his team got weaker, right? Fair statement. Absolutely fair statement. But what I'm saying is that despite the fact that his team got quote unquote weaker, yeah, he still has the same record as next season and Cole. He still has the same record as them, right? He's one win away from being second in the East, right?
Is he gonna beat me?
Honestly, I don't think he can beat you anymore. I think the matchup is done because which is another thing. And the matchup is done because the Golden State stuff. Like no one saw that happening, so the matchup is done.
Maybe, right? Maybe. That's a maybe. Like it's like what I mean by it's a maybe, for sure, the Golden State stuff affected his trajectory, right? Me personally, his team is really good at steals. Maybe he gets a couple more steals ahead of me, but we don't know if that Golden State stuff would have made it so that he is ahead of me, we're level, because before it happened, I was actually leading.
And I agree with that, right? But my thing is, based on the points you're making in the sense where it's potential and stuff, potentially, I actually think Charlie. Would we agree that Charlie is a better manager than next season than Cole? Do we agree? Because if we're deep in it, ever since Charlie's come into fantasy, he's made playoffs. Last year, he made finals against you, right? He took down. He made a top seeded David look like a last seed eight seed guy. You know what I mean? And the reason why next season and Cole teamed up is because one, Larry couldn't do himself, and we've seen Mariano. He did the same thing last season. No,
he's good.
Hear me out, bro. Mariano did the same thing last season where he had a team. He felt the team was really good. He made no trades until like the last week, right? And we're seeing the same thing again where it's like everyone else is making trades and making moves because it's like, dang, we all see that everything is really tight. So everyone else is trying to get an edge. They are not doing that. They're not trying to get an edge because they think their team is already really, really, really good. So if you think your team is really, really, really good, why do you still have the same record as everyone else?
Because I personally think after the top three, right, it's fine margins and luck that separates the rest. And then the bottom ones, like Joe has just been absent. I'll be honest, I have some apologies to make, but I'm not making them until next week's video. I don't care.
Yeah,
I'm not making them until I'm forced to make them.
That's not for today. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, that's not for today. But I've made a lot of mistakes that put me in my position. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll still be there if I didn't make those mistakes. But I've made a lot of mistakes that put me in that position. And Anthony, he put his chips on Jar, and Jar did not repay him back.
Wait, you just copied ESPN's rankings. I'm seeing it right now.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did. Look, it's the exact same. Beyond 1.
No, it's not.
2, Liverpool 3. Serial winner 4. No, they put serial winner ahead. You see what I mean? Even ESPN agrees with me, and they're bloody bastards.
I didn't copy it, bro. I've even looked at it.
But look at it right now on the screen. ESPN.
I'm looking at it right now. I am, but I didn't copy it.
And they have next season 5, bro.
I didn't copy it. I'm just looking at it now.
All I'm saying is that I think next season's team, they have a very, 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 very strong team on paper. Yeah, very strong team. Like, if Daniel didn't give them that trade, I don't think that team would be as good as it is. And I just feel like their team is just underperforming. And no one's really talking about how you have Bam, Giannis, Halliburton, Fred VanVleet, and you have a 6-5 record. That prime time, Daniel Loki has made 4 or 5 different teams, and his team, and he was able to get number 1. You've kept the same team that is supposedly amazing, and you have not even hit the number 1 spot. That's what I'm trying to say, Chris. You know, I'm not trying to hate on them. I'm just saying that.
But they're not number 1. They're number 4. And then the rest below them We're all in the same pool. Everyone below them is all in the same pool. The
Bro,
difference
do
is
you
that
hear
their
my point?
team on paper is good.
Do
And
you hear
let's
my
be
point?
honest, serial winner team is garbage.
I
He's
know,
just
but
there with a record. And
are
then
you hearing
Charlie's
my
team is
point?
good. Huh? Charlie's team is
You
good,
didn't
but
acknowledge my point. Are you hearing my
I did
point?
acknowledge your point. I did. But the
Because
fact of the matter
okay,
is they're not in the top three. So the mismanagement doesn't matter as much.
I know, but my point is that okay, you've put champion what? You've put champion as
Fifth.
fifth, right? And he's been number one in the West up until he's basically still number one. He's tied on
But his
record of
team's
champion.
not good.
Thank you. That's my point. His team is absolutely rubbish, right? We both agree on that. His team is not good, right? Even now, champion has had to change his mentality and like, yo, I need a bloody trade, right?
But
We
has he
agree.
made it?
He hasn't, but I can say firsthand he did send me a really good offer. I just didn't like it, right? But my thing is that on paper, everyone would rather have next season's team versus serial winners team. But why is serial winners record better? You cannot use the excuse of injuries at all because every single one of us have had injuries. So what I'm trying to say is like, okay, you're 3-8, and it's everyone is like, okay, why did you make this trade? Why did you make that trade? Oh, your team, you had injuries, right? But you're 3-8, so it's like, okay,
No
calm.
one makes the injury excuse for me. I make it for myself. And they just say
Okay,
that I mismanaged my team.
I know, but you get what I'm trying to say though, right? You're 3-8, right? So it's like they're 6-5. You're telling me that as a 3-8 seed, they didn't face the same struggles that you faced? You know what I
They
mean?
didn't.
That's what I'm saying.
No one. I'll be
They
honest
didn't.
with you.
But at
Nobody
one
faced
point,
the same struggles I did. No
but
one
at,
did.
but Chris, wanna know the joke is?
Except
At
from
one point,
Anthony.
yeah, at one point you were number one in the East. I think you were 2-0 at one point.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you went like 6 weeks without a win.
Yeah,
Right?
because no one faced what I faced. It's that simple.
That's what I'm saying. And then it's like you made trades, and then the argument is that you and everyone else can easily say that, oh, why did you make that move? Look at this player now. Look at this player now. But the point of the matter is you were losing and you did not have the record you needed. So you were forced to do something. And what I'm saying is that with the team they have, their record is not good and they don't feel forced to do something. And it's abolishing because Malik is number one. He's made like 3 teams, bro.
Oh, that making a team and trades that has nothing to do with the power rankings. In fact, if I had it my way, I wouldn't have made a single trade this whole fantasy if I had it my way. But obviously, things happen. That doesn't factor into the rankings. What factors into the rankings is who you've beat, how you beat them, the team you currently have, and your management. At the moment, Mariano clearly is the one pushing most of their stuff, and he's managing the team well, and he's a good manager. And the team that they currently have on paper is a good team. The record isn't good, so they're not inside the top 3. But to say that they shouldn't be fourth, I don't see a reason why they shouldn't be fourth. Serial winner, like in my opinion, is the opposite of them. Really, really good management, but his team on paper is not good. And if you ask me, in the next 3 weeks, this landscape is going to look very different. It's going to look very different.
I agree. I agree with you. I think we can both say we agree that the landscape will look different. My thing is that I feel like we're saying the same thing in a sense where it's like Serial Runner has really good management and he has a rubbish team, right? And we're not saying this to disrespect him, obviously, but this team on paper is not good, right? But his management is good. And that's what I'm trying to say in a sense where it's like if Serial Winner has a 7-5 record with the team he has now, imagine if he doesn't have a player like Giannis. He doesn't. Like, if we go to, like, that's what I'm trying to tell you guys. Like, if we go to player rate on ESPN, I think power ranking videos are my best because I just get to, like, you just go deeper. It's raw. Like, if you go to power rankings, right? These guys have 2 guys in the top 10, bro. You see what I'm trying to say?
Which is why they're ahead.
I know, bro. Hear my point though. My saying is that with serial winner, right? I hope you're listening. If you make the right moves and you can already be number one in the West, if you make the right moves and get the right pieces, you can go very far in this fantasy, clearly. Because you got people that have 2 people in the top 10 that have a 6-5-1 record.
Wait, sorry
Like,
to cut you off here, right? I'm
Yeah.
sorry to cut you off. Can you scroll down just a little bit? Rico, can you see where Victor is? Can you see where Chet is? Don't send me no rubbish offer again, bro. Don't know. Like when you want to
What did
send
he
me
send
something,
you?
bro, like at least look at stuff like this. You get what I'm trying to say? And then for all you guys that think that I made a terrible trade, look where Victor and Chet are. Now look at where Tatum is.
Yeah. Honestly, the thing about the trades is that what I realize is that everyone likes to say VO or that's rubbish, but they're not actually factoring like the hardcore numbers. And the fact of the matter is that you just getting Victor for Tatum in itself, in my opinion, is a steal. In my opinion, because Victor's a guy that can win you a matchup just because of what he does. You know what I mean? Where Tatum is a guy that helps you win a matchup. You know what I mean? There's a difference.
Yeah.
There's guys that win you matchups like Jokic, Victor. You can even say Embiid,
bro, Sabonis.
And there's guys that help you win a matchup. And it's like you don't trade guys that help you for guys that win you. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
And that's what I'm trying to say. Where it's like we looking at let me show the ticker, the next banner. You're looking at a guy like Ain't Noah Stopping This, right? And we look at this player here. You have 2 guys that win you matchups on your team. His team's about to become monstrous.
Because he woke up. That's why he's down where he is. That's why he's down. It has nothing to do with the team. Everything to do with the management.
Thank you. So we both agree. Management. Okay, so let's make it. What is better, management or the team? Like, if you have a good team and you have poor management, or you have a great management and you have a poor team, what's better?
I think management's better. Reason being, because if you have a really good team, sometimes you don't have the space to make any like waiver streams, or you don't make any waiver streams. And that's the difference between winning a matchup and losing a matchup. Like last week with Cornelius, I had poor management because I picked up Nick Richards from the waivers. If I picked up someone that could get me 1 steal, I've won the matchup.
So it's about that IQ and this.
And Cornelius picked up someone on the day, and they got. I believe that person got him 3 steals. That won him the matchup.
Yeah, that's.
But Cornelius has a good team, arguably, right? And so then he's made that he's got the space to make a waiver pickup every now and then, and then he did it, and it won him the matchup, right? And then I would say
don't jump,
next season.
You're jumping.
Oh yeah,
we're gonna talk about Goodfellas later. Yeah.
Yeah, I was saying that next season, I think they drew to Wash United, and that had to do with management.
Yeah, and that's the thing where it's like, here's my question. Okay, so we got in the bottom half we have Flat Earth Gang, Trigger Happy, Goodfellas, Ain't No One Stopping It, London Is Red, right? In my opinion, this bottom 4 could easily flip 5, 6, 7. Easily. And the reason why I say that is because Trigger Happy, right? Garland is back to training. Mobley's gonna be back soon, right? I feel like Trigger Happy's been playing a dangerous game in a sense where it's like he does have a really good team, but the holding the injured guys, I don't know. I've never seen that type of strategy in fantasy before. I've never seen it. It's new. I would advise no one to do it. But the thing that baffles me, the fact that he's actually every matchup is competitive, despite the fact he has a red card almost every matchup, right? And it's crazy because it shows that even with his no disrespect, nonsensical management, it shows he's still a very, very good manager, because it's like, how are you making these matchups competitive when you're literally shooting yourself in the foot every week on purpose? Like, Anthony's doing this on purpose, bro. Like, he
Yes,
picked
he
up
is.
Draymond Green when he suspended, and he already had someone else that was injured. Like, you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, no, I picked up Zach Collins, right? A couple, like maybe was he even like? No, it was 2 days ago. It was 1 day ago. You could have just waited until he was like, because Draymond had a thing where he was suspended, then he was back, then it was so he could have be put on IR. You could have waited until then to pick him up, right? It's like I think Trigger Happy and ain't no stopping this. Like, their management is what's put them down there, and unfortunately for them, I feel like I'm on the rise. So they got, like, Joe, if you're watching this, bro, you know what I'm trying to say. And Watch United, bro, if you're watching this too, yeah, because your team is basically the Warriors.
Yo,
So
honestly, I feel like you violated me again. Like, let's be real. Chris, last week, did I lose last week? No, I won. Malik is
you
the
won.
only, Malik is the only guy that has beaten me in the last 5 weeks.
I know.
And yet you put Wash United 7 and me 8. I haven't. The only person I've lost to in the last 5 weeks is actually Malik, the number 1 seed. I'm about
But
to
like
use
I said,
this
it's fine margins though.
The schedule is absolutely rubbish. But if you're talking about potential and you're talking about forecast, you're telling me that Wash United forecasted to be a better team than me?
No, but you
why
have to. You both have the same record. So would you prefer it for me to make you guys both fifth? I mean, both sixth?
Bro, I don't
or
make
tie it all up.
I don't make it, but I want to know your reasoning behind that, because at the end of the day, in the last 5 weeks, I've only lost once, right? In the last 5 weeks, my team is actually significantly better than his team, right? Next video, we're gonna get the stats back up as well, so you guys can see my team is significantly better. It's just I want to know why I am 8 and he is 7. Even Charlie didn't beat me. I basically lost to Charlie because I drew with Charlie because I left Doncic on the IR. So I don't understand how these two teams are better than me, or projected to be better than my team.
They're only projected to be better than your team at the moment, because I think there's a shift in power that's going on, right? You had it where you had to completely reconstruct your team to get you to where you are right now. And like I said before, with serial winner, I don't believe he's going to be there, but I still got to respect it, if that makes sense. So I'm just respecting what happened in the past, as well as acknowledging in the future some things are going to change, right?
Then leave yourself number 12 for the next 4 weeks then.
Leave myself number 12?
For the next 4 weeks, yeah. Because you're 3 and 8.
Bro, I've left myself 12 like
no,
since.
I'm saying,
I put myself...
Stay there for the next 4 weeks. Stay there for the next 4 weeks.
I bet. We'll see what happens in the next 4 weeks. I'll stay there then. Bet. I'm supposed to be there anyways. I didn't even, like, I've come off of, I drew. I didn't even win, right?
Because, like, look at it like this, right? So I think me and Cornelius had the same, like, 2-4, 1-5 record, right? And now we're both 5-6, 1 game from being 500, right? Rico came from a winning record. Now he's down to a losing record, right? Charlie as well.
Yeah.
He was with, basically it was me and Charlie who were down. You were up. Cornelius' thing was like even, and then you went down. Then me and Charlie caught a run, and now we're both up, right? Charlie's above 500. I'm not yet, right? Cornelius joined me and Charlie in our run, and now he's 5-6-1 as well, right? So we have 3 people 5-6-1, 2 people 6-5-1, 2 people 7-5, 3 people 7-5, and 1 person 10-2. At this point, Malik has officially been locked into playoffs. Like, there's no way he's not going to make playoffs, right? So my thing is, based on these power rankings, right? So I want us to look. Oh, for flip's sakes, this MacBook is poo. But basically, what I'm trying to say is, I want to pull up the schedule, right? And
Mhm.
I basically want to like get your honest opinion in a sense where it's like, because it's obviously power ranking video, and this is just basically right. So I'm playing. This is this week, right? I'm not winning this week. I already know I'm not winning this week. I've conceded this week, right? Cornelius loses. That means we both fall to 5 and 7, right? Liverpool wins 8 and 5. You win, let's say 4 and 8. Charlie 6 and 6. That one's still a toss up. Prime time. I actually think that Doncic is out today, but I think that ain't no one stopping us can actually pull it through. So I'm gonna give him the win, and he goes to 5 and 8.
I don't
Then-
think he wins.
I'm just gonna say it just to be devil advocate. And then
Yeah.
champion should seal the win against Anthony. So we go to next week now, right? And I have a bye week, right? So I have a bye week, so I'm not stressed. Bjorn technically has Bjorn has it fairly tough, fairly easy. This matchup here is pinnacle. Because if Charlie loses to you, he's 6 and 6. Cornelius loses, he's 5 and 7, right? So if
Yeah.
Cornelius Charlie, he then becomes 6, 7 and 1. Charlie becomes 6, 7 and 1 as well. Right? And arguably speaking, Cornelius has the best player inside the matchup, which is Shea. Right? So Cornelius has the guy that can win him the matchup. Malik does have a good team, but based on this, I think if Charlie loses this matchup, we're gonna see a different team from Charlie. Like he's training his whole team. You play against Daniel, Liverpool, right? I think it's gonna be a tight one, right? Liverpool has LaMelo back, so I don't know how it's gonna go. I have to give him the upper hand because he has the record. You know what I mean? He has.
I would give him the upper hand too, but he's not winning blocks for sure, or
He's not winning
rebounds
blocks.
for sure.
He's not winning rebounds. The double
sure.
could be tight. The points could be tight. But then my thing is that what people like is that the closer Wemmy gets from being off of the minute restriction, the harder your team becomes to beat, right? My thing with your team is like you said it yourself, you need one more guy, right? And I feel like you know what that one more guy is. I feel like I know what that one more guy is, and I don't want to say it because respectfully, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I feel like if Wemmy for one game comes off of that minute restriction, I think this matchup can turn to you because Wemmy not being on one restriction, he gets double doubles like he's eating food when he's not on minute restriction. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
And then Daniel's not good at field goal category. So you can win 1, 2, 3, 4. Everything else is a fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So like that matchup could be very close, just depending on the big players, you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, the beef is already starting. I think that's the matchup of the week there. The
That's
beef's
the
already
matchup of the
flaring up.
week. It is because it's like if he loses that matchup, I think he's no longer number 2 seed because I think Daniel wins this comfortably. And then ain't no one stopping this versus next season. I actually have ain't no one stopping this winning. I'm being bro. Like he just got Doncic. He has Sabonis. Doncic and Sabonis is disgusting, bro.
He's losing free throws 100%.
Yeah, but next season doesn't have a great free throw percentage either. You know that, right?
Yeah, but that does, like, if you don't have a great free throw percentage and you beat someone in free throws, it turns the tides in your direction because that's a category you never win that you're winning.
That's true, right? So it's like I don't think because what the thing that makes the trade so crazy is that his team goes from being good in assists to being great. So the thing about this matchup is that Tyrese Halliburton basically becomes like a civilian. You know what I mean? Because Sabonis and Doncic do what he do. You know what I'm trying to say?
I think ain't no one stopping this is winning assists. Like you
Yeah.
can't beat him in assists. Like I've
He'd win.
Scotty Barnes, Doncic, and
Sabonis.
they all do the same thing.
That's what I'm
Except Scotty gets you
saying.
defensive numbers too. It's ridiculous. I think that the trade that you did is one of those ones where it's like it benefits both sides.
Yeah, I
I
agree.
think actually no, this is the matchup of the week,
It-
not
it-
mine.
the
Yeah,
thing
this
is,
one is.
in terms of like storyline, is you versus Liverpool. You know what I mean? You got the beef.
Yeah.
You got the Arsenal versus Liverpool. You know what I'm trying to say? Like it's been brewing for a long time. But in terms of like two teams that are like evenly matched and it's like an eye for an eye, is this matchup right here. And I think ain't no one stopping this. I think he wins this matchup and potentially he could go on he can go from 4-8 to 6-8 in the span of 2 weeks.
I hope not.
Yeah, and it's because Doncic, Gotti, and Sabonis both get double doubles, all get double doubles. Doncic has improved his defense. The assists are going to be wild. The rebounds are going to be wild. Doncic helps Sabonis with the 3-pointers, and the points are going to be lovely. So it's like with next season's big three, Giannis, Halliburton, and let's say Bam, right? The makeup is a bit different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The makeup is different. So it's looking crazy, man. And then we go to the next week. I'm beating Daniel. Like, I think this is one of my easiest matchups. and then like deep it, yeah. You see what I'm trying to say about Charlie's in trouble?
Yeah.
You see what I'm trying to say now, in a sense. Now he's playing Malik. So if he loses to Cornelius, who he cannot sleep on, then next you're playing Malik.
But Rico, last week we said Rico lost, right?
Yeah.
I don't think he beats me.
I don't think he does either.
I don't think he beat last time he beat me, he barely beat me, and I had what I had. Now
Yeah.
I figured out a strategy, and I've seen his team. I've studied his team. His team can't beat me.
Yeah, honestly, like I'm not trying to be biased, but in terms of management, I believe that if you make the right pickups, you should comfortably win this matchup just by the pickups alone. There's certain categories that he's not good at that your team is good at, and I think that you should comfortably take this one. You know what I mean? Liverpool versus Goodfellas.
That's that's spicy. I'm not gonna lie.
That's spicy, yeah. And it's like Cornelius' team is weird because it's like his team is weirdly competitive. Like some weeks his team's not competitive, but then there's some weeks where his team just has like a bloody edge. You know what I mean? And it's like you're not beating me type of energy. You know what I mean?
I think Cornelius is one Gary Trent drop for a good person away from cementing stuff, because Gary Trent Jr. should not be on his team. It might change with the trade. I don't know, but
Yeah.
he's a couple. Like there's a couple of players that I feel like if he was just like, okay, let me see if there's someone in the waiver pool that will perform in my weak areas a little bit better, I feel like, yeah, it will scare me. I'm not gonna lie, this year's been so tough, because even when you look at it, the next matchup, like depending on who's back for Anthony, he could compete.
Yeah, if Garland is back, I think that is definitely a matchup that basically, like, that's what I'm saying. This year is so hard because it's like Liverpool and prime time, right now they're trying to obviously like create another tier of, okay, Malik is on top of the pyramid. They're trying to make the tier right below Malik, you know what I'm trying to say? And create a difference between them and us, you know what I'm trying to say? And it's hard because it's like, unless you keep winning, you're just stuck in this mud. And it's like you have a 3-8 record, right? But even you, like, you remember when I was 0-5 and I was like, it doesn't feel like I'm 0-5? And I feel like you probably feel the same way too, in a sense where it's like, even though you're like last place, you're like, hang on a minute. Literally, I just need 2 wins and I'm right in the thick of things. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's why this week, that's why I said 3 weeks. 3 weeks is very important. Like if you look at the East, it says I'm 6.5 behind, right?
Yeah.
But that's behind the top person. I'm only 2.5 away from the rest of the pack.
Yeah.
So 3 weeks. And even on the other side there, right? Ozone is free.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you see, like it's free behind the top spot. In 3 weeks, ain't no one stopping could win 3 games.
And he's 7-8.
Yeah, man. So like, if I'm serial winner, whatever you're doing to get you where you are, do that and a little bit more, and then you can hang in there.
Yeah.
If I'm Rico, you gotta figure out something to get some W's, man, because like I'm hungry. Ain't no one stopping us is hungry as well, man. And like I don't like I don't think personally my team is there to do it, but I think his team's there to do it. And if he's got his head screwed on right now, like he's coming out of that. He's coming out of the what's it called when you're not in the playoffs? I call it the consolidation ladder. He's climbing out of that, bro. You know that movie The Dark Knight Rises. You know when Batman's back is broken and he comes out the hole. That's what this man's doing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I feel like Rico, man. I feel like with his team, I think trading Julius Randle could solve all of these issues, because when you look at his team, Randle drops his field goal and free throw percentage so much, it almost counteracts what Jokic does. Like,
and he could
everything
trade
else,
that to sorry to cut you off. There's people that don't have free throws already. I'm not gonna name the guys that don't have free throws, but they don't have free throws. You could trade that to people that do not have free throws.
Yeah. And
get something get something that works for you. And like I do believe that Rico's team doesn't have like a big core. So you trade and establish yourself a core, then you're good. But he has LeBron too. LeBron's tanking those free throws as well. So
that's what I'm saying, in the sense where it's like, that's what I'm saying. Like, Rico's only 1 win behind next season, and his team still has a lot of work to get to that final product for playoffs. You know what I'm trying to say? But like, that's what I'm saying with next season. It's like, okay, if your team's fully healthy and you guys are not like a powerhouse or a force, they're not gonna make the moves, bro. Like, they're not. And you and I both know they're not gonna make the moves. And that's kind of why, like, I want to play them in the playoffs, because it's like, I know what I'm going to face. You know what I'm trying to say? It's like, there's no surprise, because it's like, okay, you play against Primetime in the playoffs, Daniel will literally drop his second best player to beat you. I know I'm over exaggerating, right? I know I'm over exaggerating, but that's what he's willing, that because he doesn't give a damn. He's like, okay, this guy has a back-to-back. Let me drop this guy because he's only playing once. I don't need him.
And,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, and to be honest, Liverpool does the same thing. Like when I look at my watch list, a lot of people that I watch, this guy is watching them too.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like, number 2, Liverpool, if he has been managing his team like next season, he wouldn't be number 2 right now. He wouldn't be, right? Because he's had lots of injuries as well. And it's like, at the end of the day, like, I don't even know what's going on in the NBA. The schedule has been so weird, like so weird. Like, I don't know like what they're doing, but the schedule has been so weird. But I just feel like right now, like, every week is like a must win for everyone. You know what I mean? is must win, because I know like Liverpool, he wants to like create that cushion. Charlie also wants to create that, okay, I'm 2 wins up. I'm not playing with the 500. Washed, you're trying to get back. You know what I'm trying to say? You want to get like, oh, basically get your name back. You know what I'm trying to say? And it's like, it's crazy out here, man. And I just feel like this is the craziest year, and it's like we've found a nice group of people that it's like they know the game. Like, because before it was like we had guys in our fantasy, like, they were not good, right? But even though Ain't No was stopping this, his records 4-8 and he's been inactive, his team's actually good. And that's the difference between this year and last year. It's like we got real people that understand fantasy, and like everyone has to be respected, because going into most matchups, if you're not Bjorn, most matchups is I can beat you type of energy.
Yeah, but bro, I'm not gonna lie, man. Like, it's so cutthroat as well, because it can only be one winner. There can only be one prize. But that's the game. You get me. I'm not gonna lie. Looking at the power rankings and everything, next week it might be completely different based on all of these matchups, based on what's going on. But I'm gonna die on my sword. I do believe that next season is out there. And yo, Mariano, Larry, David, I'm backing you guys. Yeah, don't make me look dumb. You get me?
And that's the thing where it's like, I've been saying it for the longest time. I'm gonna wrap it up, but I've been saying it for the longest time. They have an amazing team. But I was like, today before the video, I was like, wait, why is their record only 6-5? And I looked at the team, I'm like, how, like you guys trying to say like Halliburton.
But it's 6-5 with one draw though. You have to remember that they were losing to Rico and they clawed their way back into a draw.
I know, but I'm just like, bro, like Halliburton has been going nuts this year, like nuts, and you're only 6-5-1. I'm like, at least be 7-5-5-1 with Dan. Not trying to say like 7-4-1. I mean, like, I'm just like, I'm disappointed because my expectations for the team they're not meeting that expectation, because I think the team is
the
really
corporation
good.
is the corporation. I feel like at the moment Mariano is the one that is taking over. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like
No, needs help, bro. He needs help.
When they be able to get the wins now, where the record was shaky, I think Larry was going 50-50. I think now it's 80-20.
Yeah, I don't, whatever it is, I don't know, but yeah, hopefully next week we can get that review video and get everyone, like, get these managers up on this platform and like get some real tasty discussions going on, because like, no disrespect, but right now this is what the playoffs looks like, and every matchup is a bang. Every match, I think this year for playoffs, yeah, because this software is so good, I think what we can do is literally like a video on every single, like, you know what I mean, analyzing like ins and outs.
I feel you. Like, even like, yeah, we'll talk about that later. But I feel you.
Yeah, but that's it for this video. At the end of the day, we just saying it how it is, and I don't care if you like it. This is my opinion. He has his opinion, and we just saying it how it is. At the end of the day, there's money on the line, and you gotta be ruthless in this thing. You know what I'm trying to say? But yo, it's King Colin Walker.
Christopher Walker.
You know how we do, baby.
Peace.